But our top story at the moment is coming from the Supreme Court, which late this evening has ordered a status quo to be maintained at the controversial Idgah Maidan in Bengaluru's Chamrajpet area. Putting aside the Karnataka High Court's verdict, the Supreme Court said it will not allow the Ganesh Chaturthi festival to take place at the Maidan. Remember, the Supreme Court has pointed out that for 200 years the puja wasn't held there. The court has further ordered that the ownership of the land should be decided by the Karnataka High Court. Muslims have been praying on this land on Eid. It was a day of high drama in the Supreme Court, with a two-judge bench failing to arrive at a ruling as they were split. The Chief Justice then set up an additional three-judge bench, or a third judge, that met and settled the matter late in the evening. The Karnataka Revenue Department and the State Waqf Board are both claiming ownership of the Idgah Maidan land, and this has led to a tussle between the the Waqf Board authorities, supported by parties like the SDPI, and the Karnataka government there, which claim that Ganesh Chaturthi should be allowed. So Anisha Mathur and Nagarjun Dwarkanath are joining us from Delhi at the Supreme Court and in Bengaluru, where the security has been tightened. First to you, Anisha. It is almost unprecedented that you have a situation where late till this evening, the Supreme Court gets into the act and decides that finally status quo. A third judge had to be brought in. It was a two-judge bench. A third judge had to be brought in. What was the main reasoning the court gave for deciding that Ganesh celebrations cannot be held?
Well, Rajdeep, it wasn't a third judge that was brought into the first two-judge bench. It was a three-judge bench that was separately constituted. Earlier, for 2 hours, Justice Hemant Gupta and Justice Sudhanshu Dhulia heard the matter, and because those two judges could not come to a conclusion, a three-judge bench of Justices Indra Banerjee, M.M. Sundaresh and A.S. Oka heard the matter after 4:30 p.m. till almost 6:30 p.m. Now, the issue before the court was really that the Karnataka state government has argued that because the Idgah ground is an open ground, it is a Sarkari land, and therefore it is for the government of the state to give permission for religious or cultural functions of any religion at that ground. The Idgah, the Central Muslim Association and the Idgah management and the Waqf Board of Karnataka have opposed this argument of the Karnataka government, saying that it is an Idgah and it has been recognized in the Idgah for more than 200 years. It is there in the land record since 1870s. Now, and along with this entire legal land dispute comes the issue of this religious political drama that is playing out in Karnataka, where the demand was made that a Ganesh Chaturthi festival should be held at that Idgah ground. The court, of course, specifically questioned, has any religious observance apart from Ramzan and Bakrid been held on those grounds for the last 200 years? It was a categorical answer from the Karnataka state government that no such functions have ever been held in the last several decades. Right. However, they also attempted to argue that just because something has not happened there so far does not mean it can't happen now. The court, of course, did not accept that argument and said status quo should be maintained. The issue of the legal ownership can be decided by the Karnataka High Court.
Let me go to Nagarjun. Nagarjun, is security again being tightened? Is this the latest religious flashpoint in Karnataka, which goes to the polls early next year? Who are the groups who are demanding that Ganesh Puja be held on this specific ground?
Rajdeep, the security deployment still remains to be the same. 3 DCP level officers, rapid action force, SWAT teams with complete ammunition and riot gear are at the Idgah Maidan ground. Even though Supreme Court has put in status quo, the security deployment has not been reduced because it is communally sensitive area. Police already have information that the minority might come near the Idgah Maidan and burst crackers, and that might provoke the Hindu groups, and that's the reason security deployment continues to be the same. Regarding the questioners who wanted to install the Ganesh Pendal in Idgah ground, it is a local organization called Chamrajpet Association. In Kannada, it's called Chamrajpete Okkuta. This is a local Hindu group association in Chamrajpet area, where in Bengaluru the Ganesh festival wanted to be celebrated. They're the ones who wrote to C.T. Ravi, first General Secretary BJP, saying please recommend to the state government, asking them to give us permission. It all started here when C.T. Ravi wrote to the Chief Minister saying, please grant permission because the land belongs to the government. Subsequently, the minority groups also went to the High Court seeking justice, and then the government appealed. Finally, today, the ball was in the Supreme Court, where the court said status quo has to be maintained. But in the next 3 days, starting from tomorrow, Ganesh Chaturthi, all eyes will be still at Idgah Maidan, because you never know what happens in a communally sensitive area, because Hindu groups wanted to install the idol there inside the ground, but as per Supreme Court, they will have to wait till the legal battle is over.
Okay.